So we potentially have some questions right now. And so, oh, we've already got some. Okay, so we've got questions. All right, let's see what we got. So what do you tell people who don't want to know God or care if he is present? Oh, that's a very good question. Right, because if there's a felt need, if someone is crying out to God, then it's easy to engage with that because there's already a problem. But it's kind of like selling someone a product that they don't really care about, right? If you're trying to give them, this newfangled thingamabob and they don't care, why would they want it? And I know I've seen this play out, interestingly, in people, friends and acquaintances of mine who haven't grown up with earthly dads, interestingly enough, that there's this odd split. Some of them grow up craving a father figure. Some of them say, I never had this, and so that's actually a clear felt heart need for them. But I've also known people who grew up without a dad, and the result has been that they don't think they want one or needed one. They had to pull themselves up, they had to struggle through life on their own and survive, and now they've made it, and they're like, now I'm tough, I'm a rock, I'm an island, I don't need any of that stuff, I never needed that. And yet those are the people that, as we can maybe guess, probably need that more than ever. They've persuaded themselves that they don't. And so for me with this, just like in any other thing in life, you can't provide a solution if they don't think there's a problem. But what you can do is put them in positions to honestly face the problem that we know they have. Right? I believe that if we're truly children of God, created by him to be in relationship with him, that anyone who's not in a relationship with him is feeling that struggle or that consequence in some way. And maybe it's not this kind of explicit, realized, talked about, oh yeah, I definitely know I need God. But yet, if you're in a relationship with someone, I think you're able to see those areas where they are hurting, where they are closed off and isolated. And so for them, I would just walk alongside in the struggle, and I would also not be hesitant to share your own engagement with God, and to share how you have received things from God, times of blessing, guidance, direction, and to share it as a positive, because that's going to be the thing that I think would better expose someone to the need that I just honestly believe every human being that's ever existed has and will have. We will need God. So I would start there. All right, where is God when hurricanes, wildfires, and earthquakes are taking human lives, destroying people's homes and businesses, and ripping their lives apart? And this is obviously a timely question. With all the various hurricanes, starting with Harvey and moving forward and seeing the devastation. And I want to let you know, this question, in fact, is so important and timely that it's going to get an entire week dedicated to it. I think 3 weekends from now is when we're going to be tackling this exact question. So spoiler alert, come back in 3 weeks and you're going to hear this really engaged with. But just as a short answer, I guess I'll say two things about this. The first is I've got a friend who's a pastor down in Houston, and he's been sharing in our little private Facebook group some of the amazing ways that his body of believers have been coming together in the wake of Hurricane Harvey, that he had church members who just basically sat in their boats, because they had speedboats, and said, we're rescue patrol, and we're going to be, riding our boats through the streets of Houston, as weird as that is, and rescuing people. And they rescued dozens of people in their boats. He's seen people rally together with food and blankets and supplies. And what he's seen is in a city that has struggled with various kinds of racial diversity, economic diversity, people are coming together in ways that they've never come before. And God has, in fact, been unifying people, giving Christians the opportunity to love people without any strings attached, and to bless people. And so even in tragedy, God finds ways to use us, his children, to love and bless others. But the larger picture I would say to this, though, in short, is this. I won't necessarily be able to, in every single moment, in every single evil thing that happens, whether it's external or internal, a natural disaster or human being, doing awful things, I might not guarantee you that in every time I'm going to be able to say, oh yeah, this is what God's doing. He's doing this amazing thing. But what I am able to say in those moments is, I trust the character of this God who made me, who loves me, who rescued me. And so even if I can't see in this moment what he's doing or how he's showing his love and his power, I am confident that when I'm reunited with him in the end times, when the second coming happens and we're all in perfect relationship and unity with God and with each other, that we're going to look back and God's going to show me things that I'm going to say, oh, Now I see. And so I'm willing to trust in that future revelation because I trust in God's character, even when on the surface things seem evil or negative.